Well, hey, good morning, family. I got a request, actually, a couple of requests for the cross, the beaded cross that I make. So I figured I would go ahead and do that this morning before I get started on the agate necklaces. So I usually get a piece of wire about yay length, and I'm gonna take the end and with my pliers, I'm going to put it at the as far back as I can get it because I want it to be a bigger, the biggest hole. Actually, let me do this first. I'm going to put this on here first. This meaning one of the little smaller beads with a smaller hole. And then that way it protects or prevents the bead from sliding off. So I'm going to take the, to the very end of it, and I want to make the biggest hoop at the end as I can get. And I do a big hoop at the end because when I put the beads on, at some point there's going to be some pressure from me having to put the other piece on top. So when I do that, it causes pressure and pushes the beads to go to the side, and then making the wire here get smaller and smaller. Okay, so we put the little closure part, and that prevents the bead from falling off because, as you know, the beads have a really big hole, right? So I'm going to go ahead and use, I will do 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And the number of beads that you use will determine the size of your cross. So if you want a big cross, you just use more beads. If you want a smaller cross, you just use, less beads. If you want a bigger cross, you use more beads. Okay, so this is how this looks so far. So this will be our down part, right? Because it has 6, 2, 4, 6, and then the piece that goes across will be 4. It'll only have 4 beads. So we're going to do this like this. And then what I need is I need to have a little space. So it needs to have a little looseness up in here where I can lay that piece across. So I'm going to do it about, clip it about up here. So let me see if I do here. So I'm going to go ahead and clip it. And once I clip it, I'm going to put another one of the small beads, remember, so that the wire doesn't, the bead doesn't fall off. So that's a itty bitty hole. So then I'm going to take my pliers. I'm going to close it at the end with the biggest wrap I can get. So we'll do that. And then that should give me, I should have used 5. Well, it's done now because you can see it'll be a bigger cross. And I like to do the little small one. So this is 2, 4, 6, 6 beads. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to lay it across here. So now I'm going to take another, and this wire should be, because I'm only using 4 beads. So let's see, this should work for me. Let's see. If not, I'll cut another piece of wire. And then we want to put our little small bead, which will prevent the big beads from falling off. So that's that one. And we're only going to use 4 of the black beads. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you know what I hate is when I get a bag of beads and you have to go through every bead just about, to open up the holes. I can't stand that. I'm like, why can't they just be right? Okay, so this part is gonna go across this part like this, right? So what I need, you can see how that's already going to look. That's going to be the cross. So what I need is to make sure, so I got that little space, so I'm going to take this, and I need it to be about maybe like that. So I'm going to clip just a very small amount off, and then I'm going to close this up. Okay. So I'm going to take this part, and as you saw, I'm going to go ahead and lay it across like this. And you can see how it fits in perfectly to create a cross, right? But Darlene, how are you going to make that stay? I'm going to make it stay with wire. And you guys know I am a wire queen, okay? I love wire. I love the character that wire gives any piece that you make. I mean, it's like, and it's easy to fix. So like wire is very flexible. You can manipulate it. So what I'm going to do is we have our cross. So I need to take the wire. I'm going to place it here, hold it on my finger, and then I need to hold, oops, it'll be a challenge. So you're going to take it and wrap it like so. So that part is secure on there. So I'm going to take it, and then I'm going to wrap it around. And then I'm going to take it around this way so I could wrap it this way. Right? So that's that way. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to wrap it upward. And then I'm going to take this piece and begin to wrap downward because I want all of it wrapped. And I like to take the ends and kind of turn them inward. It's almost like you're kind of hiding the end. And then I'll take the pliers and then squeeze it onto here. And then I have this wire right here. I'm going to turn it in. And then I'm going to take the pliers and close it down to where it goes between the beads, right? But I'm still not finished because I like the wire. I like the way it looks with the wire. So we have that. And then what happened is, because I happened to gauge it right, when I put the beads on here cross, it didn't close off on the ends very much. You know, like if you don't leave enough space, what will happen is the pressure from laying it on the bottom beads, it'll go out and it begins to, you know, you lose more wire on the ends. But in this case, that didn't happen, and that's good. So I'm going to take another piece of wire, and I want to pretty much wrap it. So I'm going to take it. Let's do it from the top part. So I'm going to lay it on here. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to take it this way because I want to do the sides. So let's take the wire. We begin to wrap our wire and wrap our wire. Right? And then you can take it back around. Take it down. Just move that out the way. You can take it down, because the idea is to get the wire totally covered, all the beads covered with the wire. So I'm going to take this little piece, turn it in, take my pliers, and I want to close it in between that wire like so. Well, in between the bead. And then I got this piece of wire, so I can take this and bring it around on this side. And I think with this one, I'm going to take it and I'm going to close it around the back here. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to take it, fold it over, and then close it down. So I basically just tucked it, right? You don't feel no wire, you don't feel anything. So we got one side kind of covered. And then we got our little hoop up here, little bevel. So what I want to do is wire some more this side and then wire more down here. And then I might even take more up here. So let's get some more wire. And I think what I want to do is start it, because this is the back, that's where I folded it at. So we'll go ahead and do it this way. And I'm going to take it from the back here. I'm going to lay the wire like so, because I want to take more wire down this way. So we'll wrap it. And it's just a matter of wrapping. See? Taking that wire and just wrapping it and going back up. And however you want it to look is what it's going to look like. So I'll take it back up. And it'll end in the front, but that's not what I want. So what I'm going to do is take this part and wrap it around this part, because this one has no wire. So I'm going to take it and we're going to close off the end. And close it in between that wire. And this is basically a cross. So then I have this piece left, and I don't want it to finish off in the front. That means I would have to take this piece of wire right here, and I would have to wrap it in the front, and I don't want to do that. I want to wrap it somewhere in the back. So I'm going to take it, and I might have to, let's see where we can put it at. Actually, we can put it right here. So then that means I would need to clip it. So I'm going to clip it. And then I'm going to turn it to tuck it. And sometimes it's a little fight, but it can be done. Like right there. And that's where I put it at. Take my little pliers. And we close it down. We don't feel anything anywhere. All we see is wire. And if you look at it, this side has less wire than this side. All this is wired up, but then I don't have enough up here or on this side. So I'm going to take one more piece of wire. And then what I like to do is, see how we have that wire at the end right here? I'm going to take it and just fold it. And then when I fold it, I'm going to smash it. And then I'll take it and then I smash it. And then this little wire right here, I'm going to take it in. Oh, let me take it this way. This is what I like about wire. I mean, you can manipulate it, it's flexible, you can do what you want to with it. And then I'm going to take the bottom part, and even if you wanted to dangle something from the bottom of it, you could even dangle something from the bottom of it if you want to, a charm or something. But I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it, smash it down, and then we'll have our little top part up here where we can put our string through. So these are really cool for like the little leather cord, or if you wanted to string it, you know, like on the wire and make it big and, you know, bold, you can actually do that. So I'll put one more piece of wire on this side, and then let's see, probably bring it, I'm gonna start it on this side, I think. So let's see. And they're really easy to make. It's just however you want the wire, you know, the wire to look. Because there's like a whole lot you can do to this. And even as you're wiring the wire, you can take like those itty bitty small beads, like 4mm beads, and just kind of string them on the wire as you're wiring the wire. And that gives it a whole different, as you're wiring the beads, and then that gives it a whole different look too. So let's see, I'm going to take this, I'm going to start it off by tucking it under one of the wires. So we'll start here, and then that way I can start off by, I can tuck and then wrap. So I'm going to take it, let's see, I'm going to bring it up. So I'm going to take that, fold that down, bring that wire up, because I want to get it up here. And then I want to bring it back down. Let's see, I can bring it back down, take it across, because I still want to get over here. So I can take my wire, take it across, get this little piece over here, and I can close it off here. So I would have to, I don't even think I'm going to clip it. I think I'm going to just fold it under, like so. Then take my pliers and then squeeze it right on up in there like that. Oh wait, so that didn't turn off like I wanted it to. As long as the end is closed. And that's like that. Okay, so we got that. And then we have our wire here. But when you look at it, it is totally wrapped and it's nice and sturdy. So then this piece of wire right here, I took it under, wrapping it around. So then what I'm going to do is take it again. Let's see, probably tuck it. I'm going to take the wire. I'm going to turn it under right here to take it under that wire, and then bring it. And then I'm going to clip it. Then I'm going to turn it under. Like so. Take my pliers, and then I'm going to tuck it. And I don't feel anything. I don't feel nothing. I don't feel anything poking. I don't feel anything. So right here, I might have to, actually, let's just take it and fold it. As long as we don't feel anything sticking us or poking anybody else. Okay. So that's how we did that. This is the back part. And let's take a little piece of cord. And we literally just made our little cross necklace. So we made the cross pendant. So the number of beads that you use will determine the size and length of your necklace. Right? So how cool is that? Just that simple, just that easy, and of course it's handmade, so it's never going to be absolutely perfect. But you always want to make sure you don't want nothing poking people. You want all the ends tucked, and as I feel it, I don't feel anything sticking out anywhere. And then that's the wood cross necklace. And you can see the number of beads that you use will determine, you know, the size. So if you want to do it longer, you know, or even if you wanted to use bigger, beads, that's really on you, you know. It's just based on what you want to see and what you want to create. So that's the beaded cross necklace. Very simple, very easy to make. Not a whole lot to do at all. I think the most challenging part is once you have your beads on the wire and this part here, you put in the cross and then you want to secure it. And I think that will be the most challenging part at first. But if you do enough of them, you know, you'll begin to kind of develop a little way that you do them. So, and this is what they come out like. These sell really well too. You know, they do really good. So you can do like a whole lot of these, make a whole lot of them up if you're doing any shows outside. Different colors. And oh my goodness, what's his name? He's new in the group. He's also new on the channel here too. And I did get your email where you were asking about men necklaces. And you gave me a length. I think you said like 28 inches long or 54 or something. And if those are wrong numbers, I apologize for that. But I thought about that because he was saying that he's a big man. I think he said big and tall man. So you have to remember too, though, even big and tall men, they don't do 18 inch, you know, 20 inch. Of course, they need them to be a whole lot longer. And the thing is with these, they do really well, especially when you use silver wire. So if you do like the darker colors, you're doing black, you're doing, you might be doing brown, you know, the coffee color, the cappuccino colors, those do really well. And if you, you know, pair it with the black with gold wire or with silver wire, you know, they do really well. You know, men tend to like these for, you know, some reason. And I can kind of see why. They look really nice. And you would never look at this and think it was so simple to make. It looks very complicated. Like, how did you do that? You know, truly. So we just did it. Have fun. Be sure to share in the Jewelry by BDK, Jewelry by BDK zone. And if you're not a part of that group, you know, join us over there in the group, Jewelry by BDK zone. I think it's Jewelry by BDK zone. I think that's it. If not, can you ladies put it down there so people would know, please? And I was going to say, Joan, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Sister Keisha. Hey, Keisha. Keisha over there doing her thing in the group. I done seen pictures like, you know, kind of coming up and stuff. And I'm slowly getting back into the groove of like the creating part. And as you know, I already have like a lot of inventory. And as, you know, I get orders and stuff, I'm still sending those out. It would be wrong not to, right? So I'm still doing that part. And a lot of stuff I'm still doing in the background. And but I'm getting back into actually creating. Because, you know, some things, you know, they just take time away from you. And then you need a moment to kind of meditate and pray. You know, do your reading, do whatever it is that you know, need to be doing in order to keep yourself mentally, spiritually, and physically healthy. So the thing with my congregation closed on this past last Sunday was the last Sunday. They were saying like for an entire month, and you know, for me, I really didn't like that. I don't like the idea of us having to close and open and close and open. So for me, I'm a studier no matter, you know, in the building, out the building, wherever. I'm still a studier, I'm a reader, I'm a worshiper, I'm a prayer. That's just what I do, and I've always done that. And learned at a very, very early age with my grandmother that you are the only person that is responsible for you as it relates in your life as an adult, being financially responsible, and as a person in your spiritual life. You have to be responsible for your spiritual life. You don't never hand that over to anybody. As with your financial, you never hand that over to anybody, right? You're responsible for you. You're responsible for you as an adult, because think about it, by the time, you know, kids turn 15, it's like, no, you need to get you a little part-time job while you playing sports, while you doing all these other projects or whatever, because you need some income, because you're eating up all my food. Your feed is about a 20. You know, they're becoming young adults, and I think it's a good thing, you know, to teach them that. So not only in that part where we're saying, well, no, we ain't taking care of no big old grown people, because 15 turns into 18, 18 turns into 25, right? So there needs to be this structure that leads to a kid becoming a responsible, productive adult individual. So goes the same for your spiritual life, right? So just because a building is closed, which I don't like, right? But we as individuals have to stay spiritually strong. And think about what the scripture says. It says to study to show yourself approved unto God, rightly dividing the word of, so that ye be not ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So let's go back. It says study to show yourself, your. That means you are responsible for studying, right? And your growth, desire the sincere milk of the word that you may grow thereby. Desire the sincere milk of the word that you may grow thereby. That's responsibility. It's responsibility. And I think what happens when buildings close and things like that, you know, stuff like that, people forget, no, it's your responsibility for you to stay spiritually strong. We may not like the fact that they're closing up buildings, you know, for right now because of the pandemic and all of that. But even with that, just because they close the buildings, that doesn't mean that we shut down and close down our spiritual lives. All that means is that we have to be more diligent. We have to be more involved. We have to be more persistent. You know, whatever we were doing before them buildings closed, we have to do it even more now, because guess what? The enemy is walking to and fro, seeking whom he may devour, right? He's seeking because he knows that a lot of people are spiritually weak, where they had Sunday mornings to be able to run up in the building on Sunday mornings, or maybe Wednesday night Bible class or Thursday night Bible class or something like that. They're not going to be doing that now. So guess what? The enemy is walking to and fro, seeking whom he may devour. And let us all pray and ask God and thank God that we not be one of the ones that he is able to devour and take over. You know, but y'all didn't come here for a sermon. But you know, I'll give you one, right? But anyway, the beaded cross necklace, very easy to make, as you guys can see. And if you guys make some, be sure to post pictures over there on the Facebook page so we can all see. All right. And I wanted to say thank you to all the new subscribers and all my long time sisters and brothers that have been here from the very beginning with us all. And even in the Jewelry by BDK Facebook page. It's always a pleasure. And thank you. And we'll talk soon. All right. Bye-bye.